Hey everyone, welcome back to the shop. Um, it has been a while since I've seen you folks. I apologize. I've been extremely busy going back and forth between here in Ohio and moving tons of stuff and obviously making space here in the shop. There's a lot of stuff. The Japanese have a saying, if you haven't touched it in 5 years, give it away or throw it out, so to speak. So I've been doing that with a lot of stuff, and I did that a huge amount last time I was in Ohio. I brought a whole bunch of stuff down here, and a bunch of stuff is getting sold, and a lot of it is getting pitched. A lot of it did get pitched, which is pretty amazing. But making space here for to work on cars, and like right over here, you guys can't see it. I have a huge PA system, like a really big PA system, just sucking up space where the motorcycles normally go, or the Miata, or whatever. And so we have other things like over on that side. So this is all temporary. Please don't think it's a permanent thing. Cars are coming back in here and all that. This is just getting stuff cleaned up, pictures taken for getting it for sale, all that jazz. Mm. Still have not received a word from Rockstar. I'm waiting on you guys. I'm ready. Anyway, uh, all the Japanese flying beetles here, they're so funny. Those things crack me up. Millions of years of evolution, and they still land on their backs and can't flip over. How the hell those things even survive? Anyway, it's comical, and I flick them outside into the grass all the time. I'm like, try again, buddy. Um, so yeah, if you see a huge bug fly by or me try and swat something. Also, I had a moth like the size of a junior bacon cheeseburger. Oh, I don't. Oh, how how do you do that? Yeah, is that? Yeah, all right. Hey, special effects. Thanks, YouTube. You can tell how good I am at that, right? There we go. Do it again. No. There we go. That's fun. All right. Um, so I totally forgot what I was talking about. Oh, the huge moth. Yeah, I don't know where he went, but he flew in here and he tried to land on me, and then he landed on the rolly stool, and he was a big boy, big boy. Um, he's gone. I don't know where he went. He didn't go into the lights or anything. So, uh, prepping for Tail the Dragon. We're going up early. There's a big group of us from Florida that are going up 4 or 5 days early, and we're going to get some extra driving in. So, heading out on Monday, stupid early Monday morning. Going to try and avoid the rain and get up to Tennessee and get checked into the condo, get the car back to the condo because we have separate parking. And you guys can see it right back here. There it is. Grom's going with me too. So I'm going to do dragon runs with the Grom, and I'm going to do dragon runs with the Viper. Let's see who just popped up. Hey, Nikki. I hope you're having an awesome weekend. I hope everyone is having an awesome weekend. I'm doing a little bit of prep for the Tail of the Dragon trip. Obviously, the car's filthy right now. It's going to get really dirty on the drive up. So I'll get it cleaned up once we get up there. It's kind of silly for me to polish it and then drive through rain and then polish it again. Um, Grom will definitely be fun. We need to get you another Grom. Definitely need to get you another Grom. I know you just had a birthday, so maybe something for like Arbor Day, or I think that's past actually. We'll do something. We got to get you back on a Grom. Your last Grom was super kick-ass, so we need to get you back on one. They are absolutely fun as hell. If you have the means, please pick one up. They are so much fun. No, you're not going on the highway. You're not doing wheelies with BMW 1000 double Rs down to Fort Myers. You're not doing that. Are you going to have fun ripping it around town? Absolutely. I take that thing, backpack, the towel, sunscreen, all that stuff goes in the backpack. Cruise to the beach. I can park that thing anywhere. I don't need a full parking space. It's an awesome ride. Also, with gas prices being as stupid as they are right now, the Grom's awesome. The other motorcycle is great too. I use that a lot now just because they sip gas, and it's great. Oh, there's another message popped up. I'll take another Grom. I missed mine. Yeah, yours was super badass. So we'll have fun with the Grom, and you got to bring it down to Tail the Dragon. Tail is kind of a novelty, and it's at least for driving in cars. It's fun on a motorcycle. I need to do it when I don't have a storm chasing me. That was the last time that I had the Grom up there and did that. So for driving in a car, the Dragon is kind of a novelty. What you have before the Dragon is the best road in the U.S., and that is Foothills Parkway. I've talked about this a whole bunch. That is by far the best road in the U.S. And the other roads you have there, and then you do the Dragon, and then you can go down to Tobacco for lunch. You can go over to Fontana Dam, which is amazing. You go to the lower section. You go to the upper part. The dams, all the dams in that area, the TVA dams, are just incredible. The engineering that went into those in the 40s, 50s, 60s, it's amazing. So those are fun roads. Going down to Tobacco is a lot of fun. And then you also have Cheraholo Skyway, which takes you back over to Tellico Plains. And Cheraholo Skyway is the second best road in the U.S. So you have these incredible roads. We try and do them early in the morning because there's low traffic, or later in the afternoon when all of the Harley guys have gone home or they're going to take a nap before dinner. We try and do those roads later, a lot less traffic. They're absolutely amazing. You also have other stuff like Devil's Triangle. You have Tail the Lizard. You have all these incredible roads. So we're going up a few days early, and we're literally going the day after Memorial. Well, we'll get there technically Memorial Day, first thing in the morning on Tuesday if it's not raining. We're going to do some heavy drives Wednesday, Thursday, and then the Viper folks get in Thursday evening, and we'll do the Viper stuff with those folks Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So lots and lots of driving coming up. Here's the downside for you guys. There's not cell service up there. Once you get past, kind of at the top of Foothills, that's where cell service ends, like right at the beginning of the Dragon. On the north side of the Dragon, it kind of ends right there, and you don't really get it back until until you get onto US 40, all the way down into North Carolina. So it's one of those. It's kind of tough to do like live streams and stuff like that, but I do plan on taking video. Also, bonus, I'm gonna try and hook up with Speedy Cop and cruise up to his what do we call it? Rehabilitation facility up in he lives up towards the Dragon, kind of towards Maryville, and he has a big huge compound up there, and he's invited me up there to check out all the stuff, Glitchy and the boat and the Pacer and all that stuff. So I definitely want to go up and check out a shop. I want to use the Viper and sign his driveway. That's always fun. And yeah, so if I can, I'll grab a camera and record some of that stuff because it'll be a lot of fun up there. If I can live stream from there, we'll do that. That'll be fun with Speedy Cop. He's super, super cool guy. If you haven't, go check out his stuff on Facebook and Instagram. And I know he's got a ton of stuff here on YouTube as well. So very, very fun guy. Awesome driver. Killer fabricator. He's the only guy to take an airplane through Tail of the Dragon. So there you go. So we'll be doing a ton of that. Since I'm going up and since we're doing some kind of heavy driving, I'm going to say heavy driving. That's probably the best way to put it. And I've had the Carbotech pads on this car for actually since I brought it down to Florida just before. So I've had it on for 2 Tail of the Dragon trips. And the Carbotech pads are fantastic. They're the XP20s up front and the XP12s in the rear. They are violent, they are loud, they are dirty, but holy crap, they can stop the car. No problem at all, and they'll keep doing it all day. The downside is they tear into rotors. I do have, I brought down my extra set of rotors, so we might be swapping out rotors after this Dragon run. So I need to swap out pads to something a little less violent because those are a full track pad. Those were for doing hardcore track stuff, and that's where you don't care how dirty they are, you don't care how loud they are. They're actually quiet when they get hot, The problem is when you're driving on the street, you can't get the pads hot enough. So it's just screech at every stop sign and going through, parking lots and stuff. It's not. Everyone looks at you for the wrong reasons. So we're going to swap out to new pads, and I want to show you guys how easy it is to do on the Viper. The Viper is designed for the track, so it's designed for swapping out pads, swapping out wheels and tires. There's extra lug nuts and all that stuff, but it's designed for ease. And the calipers on here are Brembos. They're very simple. I want to show you guys the kind of the process front to back on how to swap those out. Who else just popped up here? Oh, hey, Diane. Yeah, Diane's coming down. Diane's coming down to she's one of the Viper crew. She's been there, 13 years? She's got a Gen 1, a red Gen 1. And she's coming down, I think, 25th or 26th. I think she's going to meet us there early and do a bunch of the drives. It's really cool to do those drives in the middle of the week because there's so much less traffic. And we've got about 10 or 12 people that are coming midweek. So that'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, Diane knows the value of brakes up there. She's ridden with me. She's ridden with Mike Schursberg. She's ridden with Angel. She's ridden, I don't know if you've ridden with Matt or not. I think you have. Ronnie. So she's experienced the the G-forces involved and why brakes are so important. Tires are important, brakes are important, but this is the most important part. What else? Something like that. Yeah. Diane's been going down for forever and ever and ever. Diane, just to update you on Viper Folk stuff, I talked to Chip. He and the Viper twins will be coming on the weekend. I think they're coming on Thursday night or Friday. I'd have to go back and look at my message with Chip. I was talking with Chip about other stuff and asked him about it. So he and the Viper twins are indeed coming to Tail of the Dragon. So that'll be fun. We missed Chip and the twins last year. They were doing something on their house. I don't remember exactly why, but yeah, the year of the cop in the road. I should do that as a live stream. I should do some of the stories from the Dragon. This one will be really quick. We left super early. We left at 6:37 in the morning. Sun had just come up, and we're doing a kind of a bypass around Wares Valley to get over to Foothills Parkway. And there's a big S section of the road. And we had two new people with us. So Angel was leading, and I brought up the back just so those people didn't get lost. You can get lost very easily up there. There's not a ton of road signs. You can go around in circles for a little while. You don't have GPS unless you preload stuff. So we have, I make sure that we don't have any stragglers. So there's this big S turn, and Angel, of course, is cooking. He is moving furniture through there. And our group of cars, we had, 7 or 8 of us. We went through that S turn, and a state park police officer had clocked Angel at over the speed limit. We don't know what it was. He didn't go to jail, but he clocked Angel right there coming out of that big S turn. He was coming the opposite direction. So the rest of the cars kind of went past him, and we're still coming around. I'm coming around that turn, and that's when the park ranger decided it would be a good time to turn around. And he literally blocked the whole road, and I come around there at Mock Jesus, and thank God I, number one, know this car really well. Number two, have kick-ass brake pads on here. Number three, had really good tires on there. I almost ruined that guy's entire weekend. He decided to come around, and I came around the turn, and he was blocking the road. Like it would have been a straight T-bone right into the passenger side of his I don't remember if he was in a truck. I think he was in a, I want to say he was in a Crown Vic, but he might have been in like a Ford Ranger or something. But man, that was really close. You probably could have got, I don't know, 2 marshmallows between me and the side of his door. And I looked at him and I just gave him the, what the fuck are you doing? And he gave me that stern look like, screw you. And he took off and went back up the road. And he got Angel, and we were all pulled off at one of the pull-offs and waited for Angel. But yeah, that guy doing that kind of move, not going down to an actual pull-off and turning around, that's a really good way to get hammered. Really good way. Because if it wasn't me, imagine a guy on a motorcycle coming around. He doesn't have that much contact patch, and he can go right into the side. Then who's at fault, right? So if you're blocking the road like that, boom. So yeah, you gotta be definitely on your toes up there. No screwing around, no snap face, none of that shit. You have to absolutely pay attention. You cannot cross the double yellow line. Can't do it. You think you're Steven Seagal with your reflexes. You are not. I promise. I promise. You are not an F1 driver. You don't have those kind of reflexes. And even if you do, good luck, because someone's coming around that other turn and they're slower than you are and they're going to make a mistake. So just don't cross the double yellow. Stay on your side of the road. That's the biggest trick up there. That's the best advice I can give anyone. Whether you're doing 18 miles an hour or triple digits, stay in your lane. You have to. Have to. Mike and Rosie are coming, but he's on call. Okay. Mike Schursberg is one of the best drivers I know. He's driven my car. He's actually drag raced my car, which is pretty cool. And I think he's probably quicker in it at the drag strip than I am. I think we confirmed that. But he won me $500. That's pretty cool. Yeah, Mike's an amazing driver. And the group that I drive with, we've been doing this for so long. We're very in tune with each other and we're very synced up. So when you're doing driving like that, I can ride, I can literally fly paint on Mike's bumper. I don't know if you guys know the term flying paint. I can stay on his bumper. If I can stay on his bumper, I can stay there and I'll know when to brake, when to accelerate, etc. I can maintain that. Same thing with Angel. I'm not keeping up with Matt, so I'm not even going to bother adding him to that list. But those guys I absolutely trust. Ronnie, Scott Lansford, those guys, no problem. I know what they're going to do. They know what I'm going to do. And we also understand our abilities and, how far to push the car. So going up there, we're absolutely as safe as possible, but we're also having a great time. And this is, one time of the year I get to run around with these guys, and it's a lot of fun. We have guys coming from all over the country. They come to this, and we drive the best roads in the U.S. So I just want to make sure my car is 100%. The thing I'm dreading is putting gas in the truck, putting fuel in the truck because it's diesel, and it's a 34-gallon tank, and it's just money, right? And yeah. So I'm kind of dreading that. It's about a 12-hour drive, and I'm going to hook up with a couple of the guys. Angel and Haley are going to hook up on the way up there. So we'll definitely have a really good weekend. I do think it's supposed to rain on Tuesday, but I think we're driving Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The rest of the week will be cleared off. So if it rains on Tuesday, that's fine. We'll just after all the driving I've done, just trailering stuff north and south, I'll take a day off and hang out and sleep, whatever. Not answer my phone. I'm okay with that. So let me grab the. I'm gonna put you guys down on the rolly stool. I might actually put the camera on the ground, and I'm gonna show you how to do the brakes on these because, like I said, it is very simple. It's literally 2 pins. That's it. So first things first, and I'll show you guys back here. And this goes for any car. A lot of this stuff is for any car that you're doing stuff on. Chalk your wheels, please. I've seen too many YouTube videos where guys' wheels aren't chalked and they jack up the car and they forget that that wheel or the front wheel is the drive wheel and is in gear, and they just roll away. Or the car rolls off the jack stand and crushes the guy's leg or whatever. Please chalk your wheels. It takes literally 2 seconds. And depending on how you're doing the car, if you're doing one side at a time, I'll show you how to do that. If you're doing front and back per, doing fronts and then doing rears, I'll show you how to do that. Please chalk your wheels. Don't end up on YouTube. Don't end up as a TikTok with, this is what happens when you don't chalk your wheels. Please don't end up like that. It's super simple. I'll show you a couple of chalks too. These are easy. These you can get at Harbor Freight. They're about $3, $5, something like that. They have a little handle built in and you get free cobwebs. It's just a 4x4. This is a 12-inch long. You can go to Home Depot and buy like an 8-foot 4x4. Have them cut it down for you. It costs like $5. And you can use these all over the shop. You can use them as wheel chocks. You can use them as trailer stands, whatever. Chunks of wood for the shop, absolutely crucial. But these work great as wheel chocks too. These are better, but these are stupid cheap and more useful. I can't use this really as a trailer stand. It doesn't work. So I'll show you how to do this. If you're doing one side of the car at a time, like the Miata, this is how I would do that. That guy goes there. This guy goes on the inside, on the rear. Now, I would do the opposite side of the car. I'd jack up the opposite side of the car. It can't go forward or backwards because I have a wheel chock back there and I have a wheel chock up here. So it can't go forward or backwards. If you're doing front and rear, whatever side or whatever end you're not working on, like for example, we're going to be doing the front here. So I'm going to chalk the rear, and it doesn't matter what side. I'm going to chalk the rear tire. Car can't move now. So when I jack up the front, it might, angle a little bit, but it can't roll down the driveway. It can't roll forward into the toolbox or the cabinets. It's going to be kind of stuck there. That's a huge thing. Also, depending on how high up you go, you should definitely use jack stands. Now, my setup is a little bit different because I have the air bladder jack and it actually locks in place. So I don't want to say I'm cheating, but I'm using something different. If you are doing this, please use jack stands. You can see my jack stands back in the corner right there. I also have 2 other ones that are very low that I use for the Viper when I'm doing other stuff. So for the brakes and swapping out pads, this is going to be very quick and very simple. I'm also going to be using the second jack as a backup. So we have safety built in, but please use jack stands if you're going to do this. The other great thing to do is, sorry, I don't know what's in my throat. It's probably a bug. Put your car all the way up on jack stands on the frame rails, and then do all pads. That way your car can't roll anywhere because it's up on jack stands. You can also do brake fluid at that time. You can do a whole bunch of, rotors, pads, brake fluid, do all this stuff all at once when you get it up on jack stands. So that's another good reason to use jack stands. So I'm going to put you guys down on the rolly stool, and I'm going to jack the car up. I'll turn the wheels so you get a better angle on this. I'll show you how quick and simple it is to do this. So let me move this guy back into place. Now in the Viper, there's 2 little triangle tabs under here. Oh yeah, okay. There's 2 little triangle tabs under here those are your jacking points. There's one obviously right there, and then there's one right in front. You can see where the bag jack is. So got this guy kind of as my safety, and then that guy, he's going to lock into place. So what is in my throat? I'll jack the car up, and then I'll bring you guys down. Or I'll bring you guys down, and then we get the car jacked up. There we go. That's a little more interesting view, right? Look at that dolly shot. All right. So these guys are great, by the way. And I swore I'd never work on the ground again. It's all right. These guys are great. You hook a regular airline up to it, and then you can go faster. I'm just going slow for effect. There you go. My front wheel is off the ground. Now here's the cool part. He's locked. So I can actually unhook the hose, or if there's a hose line failure or whatever, you guys have seen that here, right? This guy's still going to stay like this. I don't remember the weight on this. It's 4,000 pounds. Yeah, 4,000 pounds for this. So he's actually okay with whatever 1,500 pounds, 1,200 pounds that's on front of the Viper. So that's that. I did do some prep work. I did loosen the lug nuts, but I'm going to throw on some gloves because I don't want brake dust all over my hands. Whatever they put in brake pads is really gnarly shit. You don't want it on your hands. You don't want to like wipe your face or touch anywhere when you have brake dust on you. It's the old stuff is really bad, like the hardcore asbestos from 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. This stuff is just as gnarly. It just has gnarly chemicals all over it. So you don't want to touch it. You don't want it in your skin or anything like that. If you do get it on your hands, go wash your hands as quick as you can. Just get that stuff off there. So I'm going to pull this off, the wheel off because it's huge. And then I'm going to go in the car and I'm going to turn the wheel so I can show you guys the brake pad. The rears are even bigger. Where did my bitch mittens go? We call them bitch mittens. Because there's a lot of hardcore curmudgeon-y guys that are like, no, it's fine. You don't have to do gloves. Only my little sister wears gloves. All right, well, that just makes your little sister smart. These guys are going to get shredded. So I've got a list of tools. You guys will kind of see them as I go along here. And this is a 19 mil. And the lug nuts always get stuck in there. I'm gonna leave that guy. I'm leaving one partially threaded so the wheel doesn't fall out or flop out, carve up the powder coating, anything like that. Seen too many where they, zoom all the lug nuts off or the lug studs and the wheel just flops out and then flops onto the concrete. This is all scarred up. So then you just do this by hand. Maybe. Now he's just resting on the lug studs. I'm gonna try and do this from down here. No carving up of anything. Yay. Yeah, that's a 275. It's a big wheel. We do have new tires coming. This is probably the last trip for these tires. They've served me well. The Nitto Imbos, they're really good in the wet. Very, very good in the wet. So here's the Viper rotors, Viper calipers. These things are massive, massive. Oh yeah, I can feel the edge here. Yeah, we're gonna have to do rotors probably sometime this summer. There's a little lip right here. Oh well, that's part of the deal, right? Let's pop in here and turn the wheel. Just need to unlock. And the car's going to try and move a little bit. Okay. There we go. get you guys a little bit better view. I'll bring you down here. We're also going to clean up some stuff. So we're going to grab a brush and have a roll of paper towels. So we'll do some cleanup while we're down here. You can see how filthy these pads get. Hang on a sec. You can see how gross. I'm going to bring you guys a little bit closer here. Give me a second to set up a little octopus tripod here. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right, hang on. I'm going to get, of course you ride over the cord, right? Hang on. Almost there. Okay. Nice Dutch angle. Okay. There we go. That's actually a pretty cool view, right? So you can see how filthy. This is all brake dust from the Carbotech pads. That's just, the pads bite really hard. They're just a very, very violent pad. And so you're going to get this, which is that's what you get. Hopefully the fan's not making too much noise for you guys. It was like 92 here today, 93. So we have the fan going in the shop right now. The outside of the caliper is pretty clean, but inside here where the wheel is, a lot of stuff gets trapped. We'll do some more stuff. We'll get these a little bit cleaner. Also, it's weird. There's a reflection. Oh, it's the reflection of the monitor on the car right here. That's funny. I guess my car's not as dirty as I thought. We'll get a brush in here, and once we get the pads out, we'll clean some of this stuff up. Also, please, 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 you guys can see it right here. Get braided lines for your car. If you're doing any kind of driving other than going to the grocery store and back, please get braided lines. You will thank me. So yeah, we get a brush in here and clean off a bunch of this stuff. There's just, I mean, there's brake dust everywhere. When you clean the wheels, you get a lot of it, but the stuff that's behind here is really hard to get to. So like the banjo fitting and all of that stuff for the brake lines. So I'm gonna do this kind of quick. So we have two different punches. Whoops, that's the other one. We have a tall, thin punch. This is, I don't remember the diameter of that guy, but he's small enough to fit in this hole. So I'll show you these pins. All we have to do to take out the brake pads, you can see the pads here. So there's one here, there's one here. There's a pin that goes through in the top and a pin that goes through in the bottom. And this is your tension spring. So this spring holds the pads in place. These pins are the guide left to right. That's it. So we're going to punch out. And I like using the long punch because my shorter punches sometimes don't go all the way through. So once you get this first section out, that spring is going to take over instead of it being a press fit. And now you can, I'm going to try and do this without blocking the camera. So you can see that spring, the pin gets released. And here is one of the pins. And I'll show you new pin and old pin. Now that one, since that one has all the tension off of it, This one will just slide right out, and there's your retaining spring too. So here's our 2 pins and our old retainer spring. And here's our pads. Now what we want to do before we take these pads out is we want to press the pistons back the other way. And we're going to use these pads as a, I don't know what you want to call it, a shim. These little bugs, man. These guys are so funny. So we got our brake pad spreader tool. If you guys don't have one of these, you should grab one. I'm going to slide you around here just a little bit more. So we want to push the pad, this part and this part. We want to spread that apart so those pistons go back in, and also so that our new pads can fit in there. Who's here? Hey, Gabe. Hey, Gabe, you got to shoot me a text, man. I got info for you. Stuff we don't talk about on this channel. But Gabe, you'll also be very happy to know. You know what? I'm going to, you guys forgive me for a sec. I haven't talked to Gabe in a while, and I got to show him this just so Gabe can have a really kick-ass weekend. So hang on. Gabe, does that look familiar? I still have the console too. Yeah. Okay. So there you guys go. Yeah, Gabe knows every single piece of that gear. Trust me, he does. By the way, if you guys want a fun fact about that gear, there is a unit on there called, why isn't this guy, there he goes. Digitech Studio 4 Quad, Studio Quad 4, whatever it's called. It's a vocal effects unit, and it lets you do the vocoder effect. And vocoder has actually been around for a very long time, almost 100 years. I think it was developed in the 40s. Anyway, do you remember the Cher song, Do You Believe in Life After Love? Do you believe? And it has that crazy effect on it. And then if you're not that old, then you know of a guy named T-Pain, whose entire career is based on the vocoder. And that unit is from the 90s, and it actually does 5 or 6 different vocoder effects, which is pretty cool. I don't think we ever used them at GemFest, but we definitely could have. So now, here we go. Pads slide right out. Now these pads are actually in really good shape, even after the violent driving that I've done on it, because these are the Carbotech XP20s, and these are super badass pads. The downside is they eat up rotors, and they're very dusty and very dirty, but these are super hardcore pads. Am I going to throw this out? Oh, hell no. These are super expensive. So we're going to keep those. There's the other one, and that's what they look like on the back. This one has corrosion on it. I guess it was parked while I was in Ohio, so that makes sense. Now what's funny is there's no squealer on the Carbotechs. I gotta get something to drink. It's killing me. So the downside is when we use this, it's nice to have that in case that thing gets stuck. We can push it almost all the way out. That's why we have the long pin, the long punch. Now, if we're putting them back in, we're going to use the other punch that I just rang the bell with. Where the hell did it go? Where did oh, he's right behind me. So there's the other punch. Now what happens is, I'll just show you this with the old ones. So put the pads in, put the spring in, do this, and it'll start to line itself up. It's actually a little V shape in there. So if you get this reasonably close, if you started in there, then all you have to do is use your punch and punch right here, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, until you see the pin pop out on this side. That's all it takes. It's very insanely rare for any of these to pop out. I've seen them warped, I've seen them jacked up, but I've never seen one pop out. So yeah, if we were hardcore, get in here and clean all this crap out. What you want to do is on your cylinders here, you want to make sure they're cleaned off. I mean, look at how much crap. Can you imagine that on your hands? So you want to make sure that the pistons are reasonably clean. They don't have chunks in them, anything like that. It is a very tight fit in here. Don't press on them or anything like that, because then if you press on this one, it'll push those other ones out. Same thing. They're all kind of connected together inside here, actually inside of here. But make sure there's no chunks missing, anything like that, and any kind of corrosion or whatever. You definitely want to take off. So, where's our new pads? Come here, new pads. These are our new pads, and these are from Dynamic Friction. And I have Dynamic Friction on the Jeep. I have it on, oh, everybody wants to be Apple, right? All right, stop that shit. I have them on a couple different vehicles. Used them on some friends' vehicles, and they've been awesome. So these guys come with 4 new pins because it's per side. Or in the Viper's case, because it's the same brakes front and rear, you could also do front and rear or left and right. So they come with 4 new pins and 2 new springs, which is nice. Comes with all the hardware. And then it comes with 4 brand new pads. And these have squealers on them. Interesting. Will these bite as hard as the Carbotech XP20s? No way. Carbotech even has a bitier pad, if that's possible. So we're going to save these. We're going to put them in the box here. And we're going to save this hardware too. We save this stuff for 1 year. If we don't use it after 1 year, it gets pitched. That's the deal. So I had a knife. So we're going to cut this open. I'll show you guys new pin, old pin, new spring, old spring. You can go, oh my God. All right, that can go over there. I'm sure the fan's gonna blow it somewhere. So where's a pin? So there we go. Old pin versus new pin. Yeah. Yeah, the old pins still work. And then if I could hold this correctly. Old spring versus new spring. So we're gonna hang on to this as a backup just in case for some reason this guy fails. We'll have it as a backup. But like I said, we'll keep it for a year. After that, it's gone. So we're gonna save this for the other side, which I know you guys would hang out. You'd love watching this, but I'm not going to torture you with that. I'm just going to do one at a time because on this car, they're all 4 the same. Akebono, yep. Akebono makes a quality product, so you're okay with that, Gabe. When you're cutting these guys open, try and stay away from the pad material. You don't want to cut chunks into the pad material or scratch up anything, because then it just corrodes faster. So I don't need all of them. I just need to, oh, they're rubber banded. All right. Come here, rubber bands. Just need 2 of them. Come here, buddy. Okay. So like I said, we're just going to save those. And these guys, when you're handling them, try and handle them. Put this on the ground, the backing plate side on the ground, not the surface side. I don't know. These guys are all super secretive about their compounds. But dynamic friction, this is the high-end dynamic friction one. And like I said, I've used it before and it's actually really, really good. So let me try and clean up some of this stuff. They did not include lube. So I don't have any backing. Actually, I don't even put it on the backing plate. I put it on the pistons. So I'll explain that in a second. Let me change gloves because we're done with the super, mostly dirty stuff. And if you want to, you can take an air hose and you can blow this stuff out of here. A lot of it, you got to come in with like hardcore cleaner and I mean, this crap it gets really hot and it gets caked on. And, you can come in here with like I don't know. I wouldn't use a metal brush or anything, but like an old toothbrush or something and some, uh, these are powder coated, or these are painted actually. You could use brake clean. Never use brake cleaner on powder coated stuff. It'll kill it. So anyway, we're going to ditch these gloves. I'm going to grab another set. And this didn't come with lube, but I know where there is some lube because if you guys remember when I did the truck calipers, I saved the lube from the truck calipers. So I'm going to grab that after I put new gloves on. Yeah. See this crap? It gets on your arms. It gets everywhere. So we're going to pitch these. And get some new gloves. It only takes a second to put the gloves on and off. So in the supplies drawer, whoops, I don't need that. We have our Bosch brake pad lube, brake caliper, brake caliper pad lube. So since we saved it from that, we'll use it here. It's basically just a PTFE paste. PTFE is polytetrafluoroethylene, also known as Teflon, under the brand name Teflon. And it's very good with heat and very good with keeping things lubed up. So I'll show you what I do with the lube. And what a lot of guys do, and you can do this if you want, if you're in a hurry, you don't really give a shit. You can lube up the whole back of the pad, slide it in, you're done. The problem is wherever the piston isn't touching is collecting dirt. So in between here on the outside, it's collecting dirt, debris, all that other stuff. So what I like to do is actually just lubricate the piston itself. That way when I slide the pad in there, the only contact is the piston. Or the only thing that's getting lube on it is the piston, and where it needs to go on now this stuff is kind of, it should be jelly-ish. And I might have to block you guys a little bit so I can see what the hell I'm doing. Should be like a jelly. It's a grease. I don't know. I swear I opened it. Okay. Yeah, you don't need much. So that's kind of it. You could use a little bit more. But what we're going to do is we're going to put it on the face of the piston and just do it around in a circle. So I'm doing this blind because I can't see through the caliper here. Just rub it around in a circle. Oh, this is not going to end well, is it? Just rub it around in a circle. Of course, I'm incapable of squeezing this. I don't know why. I got to save it for the other side too. So I can't go too crazy. Yeah, so this is all kind of a feel thing. I can't see it through here, so all I'm doing is lubing up that piston.
I might have to block your guys' view for a second. So I can get to these. Maybe not. Yeah, sorry. And it doesn't take a ton. You can slather it on if you really want to, but like I said, I'm just using a little dab here. I know I'm blocking your guys' view. I'm sorry. So there we go. That's kind of all it takes. Whoop, I got some squeezing out. That's all right, because the other part we're going to lube is actually inside this little hole where the pins ride. We're just going to throw a little bit of lube in there. That's it. That's all we really need, so that the pins can slide, or the pads can slide freely along the pins. If you want to, you can wipe your excess where you know the pistons are going to go. That way it's off of your gloves. There you go. Okay. We have successfully used all of our lube for this side. And then again, it's really easy. The pads should slide right in. Might have to help that piston back. I'm trying to keep a good shot for you guys. There we go. I'm going to slide the rotor out of the way. You can also use the rotor. Why the hell isn't that going in there? There he goes. There's nothing holding him up on this side. He's just not square in there. Super tight fit, right? That's a good thing, though. So then you know you're seated when he's flush with the edge. And then we'll just come over here and we'll do this one. Maybe he slides in a little easier. Maybe. Come back here. He got snug in there, didn't he? There he is. Oh, whoa. Okay. Hey, give me my gloves back. Give me my gloves back. I don't know why this is. Fingers are caught in there. These are really tight. I mean, that's a good thing, but damn, man. There he goes. A top one just needed a little bit of angle. He was caught at a weird angle. And now he's in there. smooth, and flush. So there's our brake pads. 100%. Again, so much cleanup. Can do this for hours with this stuff. But now comes the fun part. So you can't really see these holes. So it is a feel thing. So this one I can see. And the nice part is these guys are pointed. So they do help line things up. And a little tappy tap. There we go. Yep. Now, if you want to, you can put lube here and here for the springs. If you really want to, not 2,000% necessary, but you can if you like. So. That guy's in there pretty solid. So now I'm going to come back here, slide him out a little bit. Make sure that spring is centered on there. Slide this guy into place. That's it. I mean, that's how hard it is. I got to change angle and do the final. Now, like I said, you can see on this hole when that pin comes through. There's also a feel. Whoa. You can feel that. I can feel that metal stop on the pin. So that means I'm fully seated. This guy. This is so hard to do in such a tight space. I don't mean to block you guys. There we go. Now, when I turn the wheel back around, you'll be able to see both tips of the pins. I guess you can't really see it from there. Did you make sure you back? Oh yeah, the pistons, they got pushed back with the spreader and it didn't overflow. Now, there's enough room. Not worried about that at all. That's it. That's it for brake pads. Yeah, the pistons, these are 4-piston calipers up front, 4-piston in the rear. The parking brake actually has its own separate little, it is the cutest caliper you've ever seen. That is a separate pad and separate caliper for the parking brake. That's it. That's how we replace brake pads on the Viper. So those are all the details and all the stuff that I normally do. Now the fun part is bedding these pads. You can hear them grinding in there. So yeah, we'll do some pad bedding either later tonight or tomorrow. And bedding pads, go out on the highway, do 70 to, make sure it's all clear and everything. You do 70 miles an hour and then you hard press on the brakes as hard as you can before ABS. No ABS. Push as hard as you can. Don't let it ABS. Go down to like 5 miles an hour. Then right back up to 70 or whatever the speed limit is. Hard, hard, hard down to like 5 miles an hour. You do that 3-4 times, and then you drive for 4 or 5 minutes. Let the brakes cool off. Let everything cool, and then your pads are bedded. That's all you really have to do. Oh yeah, Gabe. On some cars, there's vents for the master cylinder. On some cars, there aren't. It sounds like yours is sealed up. So yeah, sometimes you get that uh, overflow, which is never fun. So I'm gonna again get rid of these because this is all just gnarly brake dust. I'm gonna give this another wipe down just because I do get a bunch of other stuff out here. At least you can tell they're red, right? They look super dull though. And the Viper logo that was on the side, that's still, it's like super faded. I might actually have to get these repainted. I mean, the car's got 60,000 miles on it. It's not a garage queen. I drive the shit out of this thing. So, and I do love driving it. Yeah, I got some paint chips here. Yeah, might be time for a repaint. They look kind of dull. So, again, I'm gonna ditch the gloves. We're gonna put the wheel back on, and zoom on the lug nuts. Drop the car, and then that'll be it for tonight. I'll do the other side. You guys don't want to watch me do that. That is unthrilling to say the least. So, all right. I'm gonna put you guys back up. Let me move cameras here. I know that looks a little weird, but I promise it'll be normal in a minute. Get you guys off the rolly stool. I know you love the rolly stool, and I do too. The rolly stool is awesome. Okay. So let's get our wheel straight. Okay. I know, dang dang. I know. So helpful. Okay. We can also move our parts and stuff over to the other side. So that's the one we'll be doing next. This is so funny. Everyone wants to be Apple. It's great. Their influence on society and product marketing and all that stuff is just, it's amazing. Also, go get one of these hammers from Harbor Freight. They're like $5. This is the one I use 98% of the time in the shop. Rarely do I need a big hammer, Mamma Jamma hammer. This little guy does most of the stuff in the shop. If you're using the big hammer, you're in big trouble. Usually. Get the garbage out of here. And that basically it. So bring the wheel back over. The way I do this is I usually slide it in from the underneath, because these guys are not locked in place. Try and line stuff up. There we go. Hold it with my toe so that it doesn't slide out. Do the bottom one first. There we go. Then I can move my toe. Yes, the Viper has 6 lug nuts per wheel. Yes, that is odd. We were all hoping the Gen 5 would have center locks, but this turned out to be too expensive. Center locks would have been great. All right, we're going to do some Ugga-Duggas. I'm going to make some noise here. So I apologize for this. We're going to start at the bottom. You always cross bolt. Always. There's never a reason to not cross bolt. So now the fun part is I can just drop this jack. I'm going to leave this guy up just a little bit. I don't need the hose. Don't drop them fast. Do them slow. Ugh, the inside of that rubber smells awful. So yeah, now your suspension is going to be extended a little bit. We can move this guy over to the other side. Whoa, where are you going, Mr. Wolf Spider? Why do these spiders have 7 legs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's so weird. I've seen about 5 spiders with 7 legs here. It's so weird. That was a wolf spider that was eating something in one of the cracks. That's just from the tires. We're okay. So we get this out of the way. So we're going to use it on this side. And I'm going to lower the car here slowly, almost slowly. I'm just going to leave my wheel chocks there because we're doing the fronts on this side. So I'm going to use this guy as my backup on this side. That's it. The Viper brake pads are pretty damn easy. Let me wash my hands quick. Finish up with you guys. Yeah. Better. Okay. The other nice part about doing it on that side is I'll have the fan on me. So that's a bonus. Yeah, you want to get that brake dust and stuff off of your body as soon as possible. I also got 10 mosquito bites that are killing me. That's it. So we have new front pads on the Viper. Well, at least in this corner, I'm going to do the other one. And that's it. It's very simple. It's like I said, take the wheel off, punch out those 2 pins, spread the pads, pull out the old pads, lube up, put the new pads in, put the pins in, put the wheel back on. It's actually a very, very quick setup. I've done it at the track before. I've had broken pads, and it makes it so easy. Just a hammer and a punch, no special tools, nothing weird like that.
no, 2.6 millimeter wrench or anything weird like that. It's all very straightforward. Um, I don't know the size on that punch. I want to say it's 3/32, but I don't know. It's probably a 3 millimeter punch. But that's it. That's doing the pads. Like I said, the calipers are the same front and rear on the Viper. So everything I did on the front is exactly the same on the back. And if you look at the back, you can sort of see the parking brake caliper, the back lower corner there. And that's got this little tiny like matchbox pad. It's very cute. It's also very expensive for being that small. It's crazy expensive. So hopefully you guys like that. You learned something. These Brembo calipers, they use on a ton of different cars as well. So there might be other cars out there that have those same kind of calipers, and you can take all this and apply it. I don't know what other cars have it. You guys can look that up. Same, but different. Like the transmission in this car is also used in GT350 Mustang, Aston Martin, a bunch of other cars. So the TR6060 is a common transmission. There's gear different for those different cars. Tremec does cool stuff like that. So same thing with the calipers. You're probably going to find it on other cars, but that's how you do it. So hopefully you guys like this. If you have any questions, comments, whatever, put them down there or shoot me a message. You guys know how to get in touch with me. I'm super easy to get a hold of. Again, I'll be gone all next week for Tail of the Dragon stuff, but shoot me a message. Let me know what you thought of this. And the new subscribers, thanks you guys. I saw the numbers going up this week, and that's awesome. I really appreciate that. Like I said, I'm doing this. I'm not getting paid a dime for this. I love it because you guys seem to enjoy me teaching you. So, and also, when I'm showing you stuff like this, it takes about 5 times longer when I'm describing things and trying to get a clear shot and all of that. Normally, you can do this in about 5 minutes, but I'm talking and I'm showing and pointing and doing all this other stuff. So it doesn't normally take half an hour to do brake pads on one wheel on a Viper. It normally takes about 5 minutes. So it's a very quick process. The other side will go very quickly. But I'm glad you guys are enjoying this. I don't get paid anything for it, so I'll keep doing it as long as I can. And I appreciate you guys hanging out. And I hope everyone has a really safe Memorial Day weekend. Please, for the love of Mike, don't drink and drive. Call an Uber. Call a friend. It's stupid easy. There's no reason to get a DUI. None at all. So please don't do that. You're putting so many other people at risk. So please don't do that. Nobody wants to pick you up at the shop vac, okay? Nobody. Promise. Please be safe out there. There's a lot of dumb shit going on. Be smart, be safe. Don't drive drunk. Please. Don't ride drunk. I know there's a lot of people riding, so please. Yeah, and I will catch you guys. If I can, we might do like a day drive wrap up when we come back to the condo. I might do like a wrap up after all the driving we did, and we'll do a group thing where we can all talk about, oh, this was fun or this was cool or whatever. If you guys would like that, I can do that. Just let me know. Shoot me a message, and we might try it, see how much fun it is. If it is lame or weak or whatever, we won't do it. But it could be fun. Plus, you guys get to put faces with names and people you don't normally see here on the channel. If we can, we'll do we can do a walk around with Angel's car, which is a 9-liter Calvo. He just got it back from Calvo, and it's stupid. It's like 1,000 horsepower. It's amazing, beautiful car. And if we can, we'll do a walk around, and he can tell you all about his car and how it differs. He has a Gen 5, how it differs from regular Gen 5s, and how it differs from my car. Our buddy Felix is also coming up. I forgot what Felix is. I want to say he's in a Gen 5 too. I can't remember. I've only met him once before. So if we can do walk arounds with other cars, I'll definitely do that with you guys. That's it for tonight. I'm going to go get cracking on the other side and get that done before the sun comes. Excuse me, before the sun comes up. Thank you guys once again. Don't forget to show someone that you love them. Give me a kiss on the cheek. Give me a kiss on the tip of their nose. Hold their hand. Give it a squeeze. It's really important for them. But like brakes, it's far more important for you. All right. Thanks, everyone. We will catch you soon. Have an awesome night. Have a great weekend. Get away from my computer, mosquitoes.